On June 16, 2014, the following post was uploaded to the Paranormal section of 4chan. The user wrote, "A friend of mine recently had to send his computer in for repairs because he thought he had downloaded some kind of virus. Around the same time, he kept telling me about strange things happening in his house. The main issue was with his lights and television. He'd leave the room with them turned on or off, only to return and find them the opposite of how he left them. He never actually saw them switch, but they were always different when he came back. As for his computer, the only unusual thing he noticed was that random image and text files kept appearing in his downloads folder. Files he swore he never downloaded. Long story short, it got me thinking, could it be possible for some kind of paranormal entity to mess with a computer? Or could the computer itself somehow be the source of whatever is disturbing his house? It didn't take long for 4chan users to respond. While some dismissed the post as fake, more details began to unfold that led to even stranger events, not just for the original poster, but also for others who engaged with the thread. The original poster uploaded 2 images. Theories about what they meant began circulating, though most were quickly dismissed. However, one user noticed that the 2 images appeared to show parts of a face, a hairline, and a chin or jaw. Without the full picture, it was still unclear what the images were meant to convey. During the frenzy to decode the images, one user noticed a detail buried in the hairline image. The words, "rep roar." When translated from Greek to Welsh, the phrase became, "I am." Another user dug deeper and discovered a binary sequence embedded in one of the images. When decoded, it translated into the word God. Soon after this discovery, the original poster uploaded a 3rd image. One of the users converted it to red and black, then stretched it to align with the previous 2. It fit perfectly, forming more of the face. Now deeply unsettled by the events, the original poster called a friend, who suggested he start recording inside his home due to the strange activity. He followed through and began filming his surroundings. In the video, the original poster appears visibly distressed. A recent analysis by the YouTube community uncovered a chilling detail. Between the 18 and 19-second mark, a voice can be heard whispering what sounds like, "Don't run from me." Additionally, a 4chan user managed to capture a still frame from the video showing what appears to be a face in the window of the original poster's home. As speculation grew, the original poster uploaded yet another image to the thread. A user who had been closely following the entire situation tried to summarize everything that had occurred. But while attempting to post, the 4chan verification system displayed a different image instead of the usual alphanumeric code. This time, it was the same face seen in the window. The original poster soon claimed that both he and his friend were feeling extremely ill and paranoid. They reported a persistent sense of being watched and a heavy presence around them. Meanwhile, on a completely separate thread, another user uploaded an image believed to be the final piece of the puzzle. Strangely, after the full face was pieced together, many 4chan users reported being unable to access the thread. Some claimed their computers shut down whenever they tried. Even more unsettling, another user received an anonymous text message while attempting to access the thread. The sender was listed only as "who," and the message contained an image of a knife held to a doll's face next to a figure resembling Mother Teresa. Following a suggestion from another user, the recipient of the message sent the completed image of the face back to the anonymous number. Soon after, he received another strange message. this time in binary. When translated, it simply read, "We all die." To this day, no further developments have surfaced, but many members of the 4chan community remain on high alert, eager for updates. In 2013, a disturbing image surfaced on 4chan's random board, showing a young man confined in a makeshift cage beneath a bed. Alongside the image was an unsettling message from the anonymous poster, detailing the circumstances surrounding the boy's captivity. According to the user, the boy was from Japan and was a hikikomori, often shortened to hiki, a Japanese term referring to socially withdrawn young adults who lack social skills and avoid the outside world. The poster claimed that the boy was desperate for money, and since they themselves had financial resources, they made him an unusual offer. They would provide him with anything he wanted, but in return, he had to live with them, take female hormone injections, care for himself, and dress in cute clothing. With no apparent alternatives, the boy allegedly agreed to the arrangement. The message continued with the poster describing how the boy seemed content with his new life, commenting on how well the hormone treatments were progressing and how he was gaining weight in all the right places. However, the true nature of the user's intentions remains unknown. No further updates were ever posted. This post dates back to 2007, when an anonymous 4chan user, who had intentionally hidden their IP address, posed a simple yet unsettling question on the random board: "What does B keep in the freezer? Guess what's in mine?" At first, users responded with jokes, guessing bizarre and humorous items such as a cat, a bottle of urine, or even a body. It was all in good fun, until the original poster replied, congratulating one user for guessing correctly. They then revealed that inside their freezer was a severed human leg, along with more body parts stored in a black bin liner. Skepticism naturally followed, but any doubts were soon erased when the user uploaded an image, their forearm, complete with a timestamp, positioned in front of the freezer. The disturbing proof sent shockwaves through the thread. What had started as an eerie guessing game had suddenly turned into something far more sinister. Despite the chilling evidence, no further information was ever uncovered. The poster had gone to extreme lengths to stay anonymous, ensuring their identity and their gruesome secret remained hidden. To this day, no one knows who they were or what truly happened. On August 30th, 2015, a post appeared on 4chan that would go on to unsettle even the most jaded corners of the internet. An anonymous user uploaded a photo. It was simple, just an image of their foot with a close-up of a single toe. The caption read, "Dubs decide what I do." For those unfamiliar, dubs refer to repeating numbers in a post's ID. It's part of 4chan's chaotic culture, where users allow randomness to dictate their fate. Soon, the replies started rolling in, jokes, challenges, dares. But one comment stood out. "Cut it off. It was meant to be outrageous. A dare. A line no one was actually expected to cross." Or so people thought. Shortly after, the original poster returned with an update. A new image appeared, showing the toe, now tightly bound with a band, clearly an attempt to cut off blood flow. The mood shifted. What started as a joke now felt deeply real, uncomfortable. Users began to question if this had gone too far, but the thread kept growing. Then, it happened. Another update. This time, The photo showed the toe, mutilated, bloody, hanging, possibly even severed. The image was raw and disturbing. No effects, no filters, just pain and flesh. The thread fell silent, just for a moment. Then came the flood of reactions: horror, shock, disbelief. Some begged the user to stop. Others tried to rationalize it. A few even cheered it on. But the damage was done. Moderators swiftly removed the post, but it was too late. Screenshots had already been taken, and the images began to circulate across other platforms. They're still out there today. In late 2012, an anonymous user, allegedly high on Class A drugs, made a chilling post on an online forum, accompanied by a photo of a syringe filled with a glowing fluorescent blue liquid. The user asked others for suggestions on which part of his body he should inject it into. At first, the post seemed like an absurd joke, but when questioned about the authenticity of his actions, the user provided a timestamp, confirming that he was indeed serious about going through with it. One user, intrigued by the bizarre situation, suggested that he inject the substance into his wrist. Without hesitation, the original poster accepted this challenge and began uploading pictures of the entire process. As the photos progressed, the user posted an image showing the needle inserted into his wrist with the simple yet unsettling caption, "Veins, glowing." The images continued to shock the thread's participants, each one more unsettling than the last, documenting the progression of this strange and dangerous experiment. After several uploads, the user suddenly fell silent. The thread continued, but the original poster was never heard from again. The absence sparked intense speculation and concern among those who had followed the posts. Theories about the substance and the outcome of the experiment began to flood the forum. Some users believed the blue liquid was glow stick fluid, while others suggested it could be a type of dye that glows under UV light. There were even claims that the entire post was a hoax designed to shock and confuse the online community. However, others remained adamant that it was real, with some speculating that the user may have suffered a cardiac arrest or some other catastrophic reaction to the injection. As the thread grew cold, the mystery deepened. No one knew for certain what had happened to the anonymous user or whether the post had been a stunt or a tragic, real-life incident. This haunting event leaves more questions than answers, and the uncertainty surrounding it continues to unsettle those who remember it. Whether this was a reckless hoax or a dangerous experiment gone wrong, the incident serves as a chilling reminder of how the anonymity of the internet can blur the line between reality and something much darker. We may never know the truth behind what happened that day, but the thought of it still lingers. There have been a few disturbing stories of people doing reckless things with grenades on online message boards, such as the infamous case of a guy who dropped a live grenade down a toilet. However, this post from 2012 stands out as particularly unsettling, mainly because of the extreme lengths the user went to in order to experiment with a grenade he found in the woods. The original poster, OP, began by asking fellow 4chan users for suggestions on what to do with the grenade. After inspecting it and posting pictures, one user warned that the device was unlikely to be a training grenade, often referred to as a drill grenade, and could still be very dangerous. Despite the warning, the OP was undeterred and seemed more focused on making the grenade do something dramatic or interesting. What followed was a bizarre and reckless series of actions. The OP started by pulling the pin, seemingly unfazed by the potential danger. As the top of the grenade fell off, he decided to microwave it, a dangerous move given the volatility of the device. When that didn't produce the desired result, he took it a step further. He burned it in a small fire, and even went as far as to run over it with his car, all while complaining that nothing was happening. Each time he tried something new, he uploaded more pictures and updates, documenting his escalating attempts to get the grenade to do something. But after the final image, the OP disappeared. He never responded to any further messages or requests from users, and he was never heard from again. The whole sequence left the community shaken, as the fate of the poster remains a mystery. While it's unclear whether this was an elaborate hoax or a tragic accident, the post remains one of the most disturbing and reckless accounts to come from the darker corners of the internet. The combination of dangerous experimentation and the OP's sudden silence makes this incident all the more unsettling. No one knows what happened to him, and the mystery has only grown over time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the chills, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. But be careful, because sometimes the things we fear in stories have a way of finding us